Hi, Shannon O'Flaherty here. A little bit late to do a Facebook Live, but I'm traveling tomorrow, so who knows where I'll be with internet later. So I'd like to talk to you all about forgiveness because it's a big topic, and I've just been on my call with my wonderful students, and something was brought up just at the end that is really a wonderful way to look at forgiveness, because a lot of people have problems forgiving other people. And that's usually because we're still stuck in the blame game when we think something is somebody else's fault, so we need to forgive them. But really, when we're clearing hate, resentment, and anger and forgiving people, it's usually because we're still blaming them. But we always, always forgive ourselves for our part in the situation, because nothing is ever any one person's fault. There's always, however you're responding to it is involved. Even if you've only been involved the tiniest little bit, you need to forgive yourself for that. And we need to forgive God or universal intelligence, source energy, our higher faith, for not holding us in this moment of discomfort. We think we have to forgive other people so that we're not carrying them around with us like a big bag of stones over our back. But actually, we really only need to forgive ourselves, because the other people, if they're going to receive forgiveness or have forgiveness, they can only find that within themselves as well. And that seems to be a shamanic perspective that, how did she put it? My dear friend Kay had said that the shamans think it's none of our business about forgiving someone else, because that's up to them to forgive themselves. It's really a wonderful shift in perspective to bring your forgiveness back to yourself. And we have to forgive ourselves for all sorts of things. So why did we take on our parents' perceptions and our parents' truth instead of sticking to our own? So we could go into anger and resentment and sadness and all sorts of emotions all around that, which most of us do because we've had the wounding from childhood, whatever. But our parents were only doing the best that they could with the information they had at the time. So it's not their fault, because because of how we perceived something. We perceived something and then made that our truth. And okay, maybe we didn't do that consciously as children, but nevertheless, as adults, when we become conscious of our patterns and how we've taken on our woundings and our beliefs from the past, then we have a lot of self-empowerment so that we can clear our own stuff related to that. And when you can deeply clear your own stuff and release people from their blame, okay, is a better way to say forgiving somebody else for whatever they've done, you can really only seek forgiveness from within. And so we want to do that because guilt is such a wasted emotion, and we don't want to feel this heaviness. We want to be light so that we can go forward with an open heart and compassion and feeling love for our brothers and sisters and connection and unity with the world, with an understanding of the trauma and drama and challenges that go in the world and the upset people who are wounded. And nobody, well, very few people, I think, are actually just evil and mean. They've probably had a really screwed up childhood and learned some really dark things that maybe they never got to experience joy or light themselves. There's always, always, always another perspective. So if your current perspective isn't working out for you, in other words, if your current perspective isn't helping you feel better or resolved or joyful or at peace with some situation, then find a new perspective and forgive yourself for all of your failings, free from judgment. Forgive yourself for the judgment. Forgive yourself for all of the things that you've done or said or not said, because you were only doing it with the perspective you had at the time. You want to grow and evolve, you want to shift your perspective, then now's the time to book a mind shift call with me so that you can learn how to do that and really get in deep to the nitty gritty of who you are so that you can stop being limited by what you think is just your reality. Because really, we have the power to change our reality, change our relationship with our emotions, forgive ourselves, and start living our best life all the time. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.